Mad Lions is our new LEC champion, with an incredible underdog run, barely managing to get into the top 8, winning a close tiebreaker versus Heretics, where we could see Jankos with all his might trying to drag his team into groups.
It's not low enough, is it? Oh, it was secured by Niski. It must have been within 70 HP or so. Jankos still trading in here. He takes 2. Is that enough for Heretics? Is that enough to hold on? Because Mad Lions are collapsing. TB coming in from Ruby as well. Mercer dealing with Hitler, down towards the bottom side for Kazi. He's opening up on Evie. Evie will fall. Jankos charmed up. Ruby coming in with the Weaver's Wall, trying to put the damage down from the side for Kazi. It's just going to isolate him. Oh, for Mercer goes wide. Ruby, no flash, no life, no escape. Kazi dashing forward. Kazi dashing back. Escaping once again, Jankos low. Jack Spectra 2, no feather storm for him. The TP coming in as well from Chasey, it looks. Kazi going forward. And
then instantly dropping into the lower bracket, being just 3 auto attacks away from being eliminated by Reckless and Fnatic in a really clutch series.
But the Nexus towers will fall, and Fnatic are on the Nexus, but the chase comes in. Humano trying to survive, Oscar Winning trying to do what he can as well. Fnatic but Mad Lion!
And finally, besting tournament favorites like G2 and like Vitality to make the finals versus BDS. They were not able to be stopped, proving all of their doubters wrong.
But you think G2 is going to beat them?
Are we just assuming that G2 is going to beat Mad Lions?
Yes.
Okay.
Surely we are. Because here's the other reason why, Dom. There's a logical reason why we should assume it. Because if Mad Lions beats G2, like at that point, probably should shut the show down.
Last video I talked about pocket picks and how they can transform the game. And this is also partly on what BDS success was based on, besides of course some consistently great performances by Crownshot and good form by Nook and Labrov. In their preparation, Mad recognized that and as the first team this whole split, banned Darius Olaf in the first ban phase every single game, and situationally even Garen and Sion in the second ban phase, limiting Adam's options even more and exposing that maybe he still has some of the same weaknesses as in earlier splits. Like I mentioned in the previous video, pocket picks can give a multitude of advantages to the team from a performance standpoint, but also in draft. But what can happen is when you are only good on your specific champions, it can have the complete opposite effect, hindering your influence on the game immensely and limiting your team in multiple ways. Adam seemingly was not able to perform on his 4th, 5th, maybe 6th best pick, where we could see a major drop-off in performance compared to his counterpart Chasey. And Mad Lions attacked that from the start, even being 2-0 down, holding on to their belief and their preparation for the series, believing banning Adam out will make him a weak point to attack. Doing all of this ultimately resulted in an MVP-worthy performance by Chasey, completely dominating the last 2 games, and putting Mad back on the throne. To show a quick example on how Mad used their top laner, let's go straight into game 5. 14 minutes in, Mad has a small lead, mainly as a result from some nice proactive plays on the top side of the map, but nothing that ends the game straight away. We can see BDS is setting up for a Herald contest as an attempt to acquire a bigger lead for their star player on the Jinx. And meanwhile, Mad is trying to set up a trap for Adam, who is looking to push out midwave by himself before the anticipated Herald fight, to disrupt any kind of turret take attempt.
This fight, but Adam could get caught again. Lane. 4 members descending upon Adam, unstoppable now, gonna try to ult back out to safety. Oyo now using the ult, but he's getting out, knocked back. Clutch there that he is able to escape. The reset on the W coming through because of the all-out. 2 big ultimates used. So
the ambush doesn't quite work out. Adam manages to do well here, escaping while blowing multiple important summoners on Mad's side. So as a consequence, Mad is giving up the Herald. BDS got exactly what they wanted, giving Crowny a bit more resources to work with. But when we look closer, while all of this is happening, Chasey on Gwen never had to commit for anything, gaining free farm and a first tier turret bot side, bolstering up his gold lead even more, which is exactly what Mad wants. So now the rest of the team is hovering topside to protect the tier 2, which works out quite well. And now for the Dragon, since League is kind of a push and pull, they have the tempo advantage now, which is really important. So for the next Dragon setup, they will be quicker on the map and have all the agency. Chasey is aware of that, placing another ward deep into a BDS jungle, giving his team more positional information and also Gragas more to work with since he currently has the TP advantage and can look for a potential flank. Also, Kashi is pushing out mid lane, In the meantime, so Matt already is in complete control now, with Syndra having to respond to the mid lane wave and Wukong just recalling. Consequently, Matt can now play with their strong top laner, moving towards the bottom side. This is the reason Chasey can do this seemingly risky phase check, because his team will always be able to respond much quicker, resulting in free kills and a big turning point in this game.
Versus Chasey, and in round one, Chasey comes out as the firm winner. Mad Lions taking over on the bot side. They're on towards the tier 2.
Shio, on vision.
Between the entire team, the knockback, it's just so easy for Mad.
BDS here was not aware of their massive tempo disadvantage, walking right into this losing position. Following, we have maybe a bit more of a mental collapse with a couple of individual errors, like Shio passing through a territory he has no business in walking through at this point, and Nuk feeling a little too safe under his turret, getting dove easily in the end. Two very avoidable mistakes. I would guess that the mental stress was too high for the players at this point, having lost 2 games in a row and being so close to elimination. So, this was a really strong approach by Matt for the finals, but I believe that BDS should be able to predict that this is one of the mindsets Matt can go with. Another one is attacking the strongest player on the team, which is Crowdy, but usually I think if you have the choice to attack the weak point of a team or limit the strong point of a team, the first option is usually the better one, because it kind of gives you a true lead and direction to play with. There are ways to adapt to this, putting more responsibility onto other players, since this kind of focus opens up a lot of picks that normally would not be available, but for some reason BDS did not find ways to use this at all over the series, even managing to lose drafts harder as the series goes on, giving up the Gragas ban for example in the process, and letting Chasey pick Gwen into a team that has no means to deal with her. Also, with more foresight, in my opinion, it is possible to prepare a completely new pick in this time frame, giving the team another option to work with and surprise the other team with. But, as we all saw, none of that happened, so Matt won the finals without having to really adapt at all throughout the series, making use of their much better top lane player, having an easier final than maybe it should have been in the end. If you liked this video, feel free to subscribe and like, whatever you feel like, I would appreciate it a lot. See you in the next one.